Carl Jung reveals your subconscious mind is listening. Say these 7 words tonight. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Every night before you fall asleep, your subconscious is listening, quietly shaping the reality you will wake into. Imagine if just 7 simple words could redirect the silent power of your inner world toward peace, growth, and happiness. Tonight, we'll uncover how these words can transform not only your dreams, but the course of your life itself. What do you usually tell yourself before you drift into sleep? Share your thoughts in the comments, because here on Spiritual Wisdom, your journey of self-discovery is also a gift to others walking the same path. 1. The unconscious works while you sleep. If you drift into the night carrying fear, guilt, or the echoes of old wounds, those emotions will become seeds that grow into restless dreams and troubled mornings. But if you offer your mind 7 simple words of peace, love, or healing, they fall like gentle seeds into the fertile soil of the night, waiting to blossom into clarity and calm. Think of your inner world as a hidden garden where every thought before sleep becomes a planting. With each breath softened, with your hand resting on your heart, you can whisper a line such as, "I am safe, loved, guided, and healing," and feel how those words land inside you like warm light. This is not abstract spirituality, but practical spiritual awakening, an intentional act of directing your inner energy toward harmony. Jung reminded us that suppressed feelings only return in disguise. So when sorrow or anger rises, do not fight it. Name it, acknowledge it, and then return to your chosen words, letting them soothe the nervous system and create a cradle for rest. As you surrender to sleep, hold close Jung's insight. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. In this ritual, you are practicing both. You are dreaming with intention and awakening with awareness. When morning comes, you seal the vow with action. Drink water before reaching for your phone. Take 5 minutes to walk in sunlight, or write 1 honest line in your journal. By repeating this simple ritual, night after night, your unconscious begins to cooperate with your conscious will, believing the promise you planted and reshaping your days in its image. Over time, you notice your dreams becoming clearer, your self-talk softer, and your choices aligned with peace and growth. You realize that sleep itself has become a sacred teacher, a temple where words are prayers. And each night you enter that temple with 7 guiding words that carry you inward toward healing and outward toward transformation. 2. 7 words as a symbolic seed. As you prepare to drift into sleep, imagine whispering 7 simple words, not a spell, not a secret ritual, but a declaration born from intention, surrender, and presence. Carl Jung, a pioneer of depth psychology, reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. These words are not about changing fate, but about aligning with it, about planting what he described as a symbolic seed deep within the subconscious. When spoken with awareness, they become a liminal imprint, a bridge between the surface of your waking thoughts and the vast hidden reservoir of your inner world. Your mind, like fertile soil, accepts these seeds in the quiet of the night, and your dreams water them until they grow into the experiences of your waking life. Jung believed the unconscious never sleeps. It listens, it shapes, it creates with whatever material you give it. If you fall asleep carrying guilt, fear, or regret, then those are the seeds your subconscious will nurture, weaving them into restless dreams and anxious mornings. But when you speak 7 words filled with trust, peace, and spiritual wisdom, you hand your subconscious a blueprint for harmony. Jung taught that symbols are the true language of the unconscious, and when you consciously offer a symbol, you invite your inner self to build from it. These words become a compass, pointing you toward balance, healing, and alignment. As Rumi once wrote, "Try to accept the changing seasons of your soul, even in your sleep, for seeds of wisdom grow in darkness." Through this nightly ritual, your dreams begin to transform, carrying hidden meanings that guide you toward growth and awakening. This is where spirituality comes alive, not only in grand revelations, but in the quiet, consistent practices that shift your energy. Speaking these words is an act of spiritual awakening because it reclaims the night as a sacred space, turning sleep into a silent teacher. You awaken lighter, calmer, and more connected, no longer chained by yesterday's burdens. Each repetition is like tending an invisible garden. The act of surrender allows the subconscious to work on your behalf. As Jung warned, what you resist not only persists, but grows in size, which is why ignoring the subconscious or filling it with chaos only strengthens the very fears you want to escape. Instead, entering into partnership with your subconscious transforms it into an ally, a guide, a mirror reflecting you back to your wholeness. Every night becomes a threshold. Each time you speak these words, you remind yourself that you are not your fears, not your regrets, not the illusions of the day. You are the gardener of your own inner field, and with each word you plant, you shape the harvest of your tomorrow. In this way, 7 words become more than language. They become a doorway, a living ritual of trust and presence. Through intention and surrender, you discover that the subconscious does not simply absorb, but responds, weaving your words into the fabric of your reality. This is spiritual wisdom at its core, the awareness that even in sleep, your soul is listening, shaping, and awakening to the deeper truth of who you are. Are you ready to plant the seed of change within your subconscious? If so, comment below. I receive the 7 words to affirm your commitment to transformation. 3. The power of intention and symbolism. Carl Jung taught us that the subconscious mind does not respond to logic, but to images, symbols, and emotional gestures, meaning that what truly moves the depths of your being are not arguments, but living words filled with intention. Every night when you fall asleep, your conscious mind rests, but your subconscious remains awake, weaving dreams, shaping patterns, and quietly influencing how you will act and feel the next day. If you leave it with worry, fear, or unresolved tension, it will amplify those feelings and deliver them back into your waking life. But if you feed it peace, love, and clarity, it will turn those offerings into healing, balance, and renewal. Jung once reminded us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Which means that the words you carry into sleep are not meaningless whispers, but the very seeds of your destiny. This is why speaking 7 words with truth and presence before sleep can be so powerful, because you are no longer handing your subconscious chaos, but giving it a compass that points toward your higher self. Words are never just sounds, they are carriers of energy and intention. In every spiritual tradition, language has been seen as sacred, from the scriptures declaring, "In the beginning was the Word," to the mantras and prayers that have guided seekers for centuries. Psychology confirms the same. Affirmations and symbols bypass the surface and reach the hidden places of the psyche, shaping behavior and belief. When you speak to your subconscious with sincerity, you are not casting spells. You are aligning your inner compass, tuning your energy, and directing your life toward transformation. This is the core of spirituality, not something distant or abstract, but a conscious partnership with the inner forces that are always listening. So when you lie down tonight, do not surrender your last thoughts to fear or regret. Choose your words with awareness, say them with feeling, and trust that your subconscious is absorbing them as instructions. Over time, this practice builds new patterns inside you, quietly but powerfully rewriting the story of your days. This is how true spiritual growth begins, not through waiting for miracles, but by planting daily seeds of intention that blossom into peace, healing, and renewal. Your subconscious is always listening, and when you learn to speak to it with love, clarity, and truth, you discover that the small act of 7 words before sleep can guide you into the life your soul has always longed to live. 4. The 7 words revealed. I accept. I trust. I let go. I thank you. Good night. Each of these words holds a weight far beyond their simplicity, for when spoken with awareness, they reach deep into the subconscious and begin to rewire the very patterns that shape your inner and outer life. I accept is not about surrendering to defeat, but about laying down the heavy armor of resistance. Every night, countless minds go to sleep, replaying regrets, fighting invisible battles, and wishing life had unfolded differently. Yet Jung reminded us that what we resist not only persists, but strengthens. To say, I accept, is to stop arguing with reality, to give yourself permission to breathe, and to welcome peace as a companion rather than struggle. I trust is the next door you open, dissolving the need to control every outcome and silencing the fearful whisper that everything might collapse if you let go of the reins. Much of human anxiety is born from an obsession with control, from clinging to illusions that the future can be managed like a chessboard. But trust is an act of courage. It is choosing to believe in a wisdom greater than your own, in a flow that carries you even when you cannot see its destination. In this phrase, you affirm to your subconscious that fear no longer governs your story, because you have chosen faith over panic, serenity over chaos. Then comes the liberating force of I let go. Few phrases carry such immense release. Letting go is not the erasure of memory, but the loosening of chains that bind you to suffering, to grudges, to expectations that crush the soul. Imagine clenching a rope so tightly it burns your hands. The only path to healing is to open your palm. Jung once said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. By declaring, I let go, you proclaim that your identity is no longer imprisoned by wounds or disappointments. Your subconscious then takes this cue and begins to dream of freedom, of expansion, of unshackled horizons. I thank you is the phrase that shifts the energy completely, transforming absence into abundance. Gratitude is a spiritual frequency, one that aligns the heart with joy, even in the midst of challenge. Psychologists have found that consistent gratitude practices alter the brain, increasing resilience and emotional strength. When you say these words, you are instructing your subconscious to magnify blessings rather than burdens, to awaken each morning seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Jung's teaching that wholeness arises from embracing both light and shadow finds a living example here, because gratitude honors not only what is easy to love, but also what shapes us through difficulty. And at last, good night. Simple, ordinary, yet deeply sacred. These two words are not just a farewell to the waking day. They are the sealing of this inner ritual. They tell the subconscious there is no battle left to fight, no unfinished task gnawing at your mind. The book of the day has been closed, the page turned, the heart free to rest. With this gentle benediction, you enter sleep, as Jung described, with a mind aligned in peace, able to dream in harmony with the soul. In this way, the 7 words are not just sentences, but keys that unlock healing, invite spiritual wisdom, and whisper to the subconscious that you are ready to surrender the night to peace. If you believe in the power of these 7 words and are ready to let them shape your life, repeat after me. I accept. I trust. I let go. I thank you. Good night. Let this be your signal to the subconscious that you are open, aligned, and ready to receive. 5. Practical impact. When you realize that your subconscious mind is always listening, you begin to see how even the smallest words whispered before sleep can hold tremendous power. And Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Repeating 7 simple words may sound like a small act, but in the realm of spirituality, it is often the simplest practices that carry the deepest impact. If for 3 nights you end your day with this short ritual, your unconscious begins to shift, and you may notice yourself waking calmer, less reactive, and feeling more whole, because the mind that surrenders to peace before sleep rises with clarity in the morning. With time, this practice becomes a hidden current guiding your life's synchronicities unfold. Insights arise when you least expect them, and a steady balance begins to grow inside of you, like roots anchoring a tree through every season. The reason such a practice works lies in the truth that the unconscious never rests. While your body sleeps, your inner world continues to listen, process, and shape meaning out of the final signals it receives. If those last signals are filled with fear, anger, or regret, they seed unrest and negativity. But if those final words carry trust, gratitude, and surrender, they plant harmony that grows through your dreams and spills over into your waking life. This is why Jung spoke of synchronicity as the secret language of the soul. For once your inner world is aligned, the outer world begins to reflect it back through meaningful patterns and signs that reassure you that you are on the right path. Spiritual growth is not about sudden, overwhelming changes. It is about quiet consistency, daily intention, and inner alignment. By repeating these words with honesty and presence, you are training your subconscious to focus on peace rather than chaos. And over time, this training becomes a new way of being. You will notice yourself less affected by stress, more patient with others, more aware of hidden connections, and stronger in the face of challenges. Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." And this simple practice transforms empty intention into action. It shows your soul that you are committed to cultivating peace, and your subconscious responds by reshaping your inner landscape accordingly. Your subconscious is always listening, and it will amplify whatever you choose to give it before sleep. Words are not just sounds. They are instructions to the deepest part of you. If you want peace, plant peace. If you want clarity, plant clarity. If you want transformation, plant transformation. This nightly ritual is not about magic words, but about sending a message of trust, release, and gratitude to your unconscious so that it can align your life with harmony. Remember Jung's timeless truth. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. By choosing your final words wisely, you awaken the power within you to create a calmer, more meaningful life, where spirituality becomes not just a belief, but a daily practice, and spiritual growth unfolds naturally with every night you honor this ritual. Don't forget to subscribe for more spiritual wisdom on how simple words can reshape your subconscious and transform your life. 6. The deeper meaning. When you close your eyes at night, you are stepping into a sacred space where your soul and subconscious begin their quiet dialogue, shaping your reality while you rest. Carl Jung described this as individuation, the journey toward becoming whole. And he believed that even the smallest symbolic act has the power to transform your inner world. The ritual of speaking 7 words before sleep is not superstition. It is spiritual wisdom, a deliberate message to your subconscious mind, which never stops listening. Sleep then becomes more than rest. It becomes a homecoming, a place of healing, where wounds are softened and clarity is restored. By offering your final thoughts with intention, you plant seeds into the fertile ground of the subconscious. And as Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. These words are the roots of transformation, guiding the direction of your dreams and the unfolding of your days. Too often, people drift into sleep, carrying the weight of fear, guilt, or regret, unaware that these heavy thoughts continue to echo through the night, weaving themselves into emotions, decisions, and outcomes. But when you choose to end your day with words of trust, surrender, gratitude, and peace, you guide your subconscious away from conflict and toward healing. Each time you repeat this act with sincerity, you are training your mind to rest in calmness, and your heart begins to align with peace. This is how spirituality works, not through sudden miracles, but through consistent inner practices that slowly shift the patterns of your being. Spiritual growth is built in these quiet moments, when you align your inner dialogue with your highest intentions. And from that alignment, the outer world begins to reflect your inner transformation. Jung knew that the soul longs for wholeness, and he saw such rituals as sacred bridges between what you consciously desire and what your unconscious creates. When you speak the chosen words at night, you are giving your subconscious a compass, a direction to follow as it works tirelessly in your sleep. Because the subconscious never rests, it is always shaping, always creating, always reflecting back what it has been fed. Words of gratitude multiply gratitude. Words of peace invite peace. Words of trust nurture strength. These 7 words are not powerful because of their sound alone, but because of the intention you pour into them. Belief makes them alive, and belief, deeply planted, reshapes both the inner and the outer reality. Every night you hold in your hands a profound opportunity to change the course of your life. Never underestimate the power of this simple ritual. For the smallest seed grows into the strongest tree, and the softest whisper can quiet the fiercest storm inside you. Say the words sincerely. Let them flow into your heart, and allow your subconscious to carry them through the night until they return as peace, strength, and renewal. The lesson is clear. Spirituality is not only discovered in great revelations, but in small, deliberate choices that nourish the soul. And true spiritual growth begins when you treat even the moment before sleep as a chance to heal, to realign, and to move closer to becoming whole. If these 7 words have opened your heart to a deeper truth, declare it in the comments. I trust my subconscious to guide me toward peace and transformation. And so, dear friends, as Carl Jung reminds us, the subconscious never sleeps. It quietly listens and shapes the reality you will wake into. Tonight, when you speak those 7 simple words with intention, you are planting seeds of peace, clarity, and renewal in the deepest part of your being. Remember, transformation does not happen in grand leaps, but in small, conscious choices like this one. If this message has touched you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. What words will you choose to whisper to your subconscious tonight? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our spiritual wisdom community so we can continue walking this journey of growth and happiness together. Carl Jung reveals, you are a living karma. People regret how they treated you. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Wayne Dyer. But what if your very existence becomes their karma? What if your growth, your strength, your light becomes the mirror that reveals their own shadows? Carl Jung taught us that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. But what about those who mistreat you? In this episode of Spiritual Wisdom, we're diving deep into the unseen spiritual dynamics behind your presence in other people's lives, and why they may one day regret how they treated you. Are you the karmic reflection that wakes others up? Share your story in the comments, and let's explore this profound truth together. 1. Chosen ones are living karma. You were never just a side character in their lives. You were the mirror that shattered their illusions, the storm that cleared their path, the consequence they never saw coming. Every encounter with you was a sacred contract, an energetic agreement written not in ink, but in truth. Those who honored your light were elevated doors opened, clarity arrived, blessings poured in. But those who tried to manipulate you, betray you, or diminish your presence were unknowingly writing their own karmic downfall. Because you didn't just show up with love, you showed up with divine precision. Your presence wasn't convenient, it was catalytic. You walked into rooms with the energy of raw honesty, exposing facades, unraveling masks, and forcing people to confront what they spent years suppressing. The pain they tried to project onto you was their own wound echoing back. They didn't reject you. They rejected the parts of themselves that your purity made impossible to hide. And in doing so, they ignited a karmic chain reaction that would echo through their relationships, their mental clarity, their peace, and their spiritual direction. You weren't sent to entertain people's egos. You were sent to awaken souls. The moment you stepped into your spiritual awakening, everything about you became a vibration of accountability. You couldn't be around deception without it surfacing. You couldn't stay silent in the face of lies without your silence becoming thunder. People either evolved with you, or life forced them to evolve through loss. Your energy was never random. It was designed to hold a spiritual frequency that made falsehoods collapse under the weight of presence. Carl Jung taught us that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. And that's what happened. Your very existence became an invitation to heal, to grow, or to destroy themselves, trying to avoid the mirror you held up. Those who tried to reduce you to a disposable chapter now reread your presence as a sacred scripture they misjudged. You were the lesson they didn't want, but now crave. And no apology, no closure, no revision can erase what their actions etched into karma. Your purity never needed to prove itself. It simply revealed the impurity around it. The discomfort people felt in your presence was never about your energy being too much. It was about their masks cracking under the heat of your authenticity. Some chose transformation and were blessed. Others chose resistance and were broken. Not because you wanted revenge, but because the universe doesn't allow deception to flourish around divine frequency. Your spiritual awakening was their spiritual consequence. You weren't their punishment, you were their opportunity. And now, they live with the echo of your absence. They watch your light stretch beyond their reach, and in that distance, they meet themselves. Let them remember. Let them carry that weight. Your path now is elevation, not explanation. Keep rising. Let your growth be karma. Let your peace be the proof. Let your spiritual wisdom be the silence that speaks louder than regret. Comment below. I am a mirror of truth. If you embrace your power to reveal and transform, let your presence be the force that awakens those around you. 2. You are both a blessing and a warning. You are both a blessing and a warning because your presence is not just emotional, it's energetic, psychological, and karmic. Carl Jung reminded us that people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. And when they meet you, they're not just meeting a person, they're meeting everything they haven't faced. You don't walk into a room quietly, you vibrate truth into the spaces where people have lived in lies. You shake the illusions, you wake the asleep, you reveal the subconscious. Your very existence activates unresolved karma in others, and for those living in denial, that's terrifying. You are the living mirror that reflects their shadows, their guilt, and their mistreatment of others. You're not here to punish, but you are here to reveal. And sometimes, the most spiritual thing you can do is not allow someone back into your life just so they can avoid learning the lesson your absence is meant to teach. Your silence speaks volumes, and your distance is not cruelty. It's divine intelligence. People will regret how they treated you, not because you raised your voice, but because you removed your energy. You are not revenge, you are realization. You are not rage, you are resonance. You are not here to play small, so others feel secure in their illusions. You are here to shake the foundation of falsehood. And the moment someone tries to manipulate you, your spirit responds with spiritual wisdom they didn't see coming. That's why you feel misunderstood, because you're not here to be understood by the asleep. You're here to awaken them. You don't just shine light, you show people what's been hiding in the dark. When someone disrespects you, they're not just hurting a person, they're dishonoring a divine assignment. That's why the consequences feel spiritual. That's why their guilt lingers. You are not just someone they mistreated. You are the karmic checkpoint in their journey, the one who marks the line between who they were and who they're now forced to become. You were sent as a gift, but when they couldn't see that, the universe transformed your energy into a teacher. Some people won't learn until you walk away. Some souls won't awaken until they feel the loss of your energy. That's when they realize you weren't just kindness. You were karmic accountability wrapped in grace. You are both medicine and mirror. To the aligned, you're healing. To the unhealed, you're a warning. Carl Jung said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely, and you force people to see themselves completely. That's why you intimidate. That's why your aura can't be faked. You embody truth. You move with discernment. You vibrate with clarity, and that makes you spiritually untouchable. You're not here to prove your worth. You are the worth others must rise to meet. And until they do, your energy will haunt them, not out of malice, but out of misalignment. Because people never forget the moment they met someone who made them feel both exposed and inspired by someone who could have been a forever blessing if only they had been ready to receive it. You are the storm and the stillness, the lesson and the love, the test and the treasure. Your presence rewrites timelines. Your energy awakens sleeping souls. And the longer they took you for granted, the more profound the realization becomes. They didn't just lose a person. They lost a karmic miracle dressed in human form. You are not here to be easy. You are here to be unforgettable. You are both a blessing and a warning. And the ones who truly see you will never make the mistake of confusing the two. 3. People regret mistreating you. When people mistreat you and later regret it, it is never just about emotions or broken relationships. It runs much deeper. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And your presence forces people to face that unconscious truth. As a chosen one, you embody a rare form of spirituality that unsettles those who are not ready for growth. Your energy works like a mirror, reflecting their hidden fears, their insecurities, and their unresolved shadows. Some resist that reflection, refusing accountability, rejecting development, and mocking the very light that was sent to bless them. But the moment you step away, the absence of your spiritual presence shifts the balance of their lives. What once brought them peace, healing, and wisdom is gone, and they are left to wrestle with the consequences of their actions. You carry a divine light that not only guides your own path, but also illuminates the darkness in others. When people betray, deceive, or dismiss you, they are not simply harming you. They are rejecting the higher frequency of spirituality you brought into their lives. And the universe, which always seeks balance, responds with precision. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Those who choose manipulation, envy, or deceit align themselves with negativity, and karma begins its work. When you leave, you take your sacred energy with you, and suddenly they notice opportunities fading, relationships collapsing, and inner peace replaced by chaos. At first, denial blinds them. Pride convinces them they are unaffected. Yet time has a way of revealing truth, and gradually they realize that life was smoother, lighter, and fuller when you were near. Regret becomes their silent companion. They watch you from a distance, hoping you have stumbled, but instead they see you thriving, rising higher, and walking in alignment with your destiny. That success becomes their unspoken punishment, not because you sought revenge, but because the universe restores balance. As written in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Your elevation becomes living proof that spiritual development always triumphs over betrayal and dishonor. Every new level you reach takes you into a frequency that cannot be accessed by those who mistreated you, unless they choose humility, healing, and self-awareness. But not everyone is prepared for that path. Healing demands courage, and many would rather linger in regret than confront their shadows. That is why they remain as spectators, observing your growth while chained by their own choices. Yet their regret is not your responsibility. You are not here to soothe their conscience or carry their lessons. You are here to grow, to embody greatness, and to fulfill the divine plan over your life. No betrayal can block what has been written for you. So let them watch and let them wonder, but never let their regret hold you back. Your presence is rare, your energy is sacred, and your journey is designed to elevate you beyond the reach of those who once underestimated you. Each step forward is proof that your spiritual development cannot be hindered by the past. Continue to rise, continue to trust the balance of karma, and remember that your destiny is unfolding exactly as it should. Are you ready to step into your power and let the universe handle the rest? If so, comment below. I rise above to affirm your strength and embrace your journey forward. 4. You disrupt illusions. You disrupt illusions simply by existing, because your very energy carries a force that unsettles those who hide behind deception. You do not need to expose lies with effort, for your essence itself reflects truth. When you enter a room, facades begin to crumble, not because you attack them, but because authenticity naturally dissolves what is false. Those who resist change feel uncomfortable in your presence, and instead of admitting that your light reveals their shadows, they project blame onto you. They see you as the cause of their unease, when in reality, you are the mirror reflecting what they do not wish to face. For some, you embody living karma. You do not wish harm upon anyone, but your spiritual awakening acts as a constant reminder of the integrity and courage they lack. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In the same way, your presence forces others to confront what they hide, and when they are not ready, they turn to criticism, rejection, or attempts to dim your light. They do not realize that their discomfort is not about you, but about their resistance to transformation. Deep down, they know your very being urges them to evolve, yet they remain in the battle they are unwilling to fight. You have been underestimated many times. Your kindness was mistaken for weakness, your silence for ignorance. People thought they could take advantage of your generosity, only to later feel the emptiness when you withdrew. Regret then begins to haunt them, for they remember dismissing you, rejecting your wisdom, or trying to wound your spirit, only to discover they are stuck in cycles you broke free from long ago. While they remain bound by illusions, you rise higher, embrace peace, and transform pain into strength. As Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And you chose growth. Your journey was never about revenge or proving yourself. You never needed validation from those who could not see your worth. Every betrayal and every rejection became a divine test, shaping you into someone unshakable. You walked through the fire, not to be destroyed by it, but to emerge purified and resilient. That is the essence of intelligent spiritual wisdom. It is not merely seeing the truth, but embodying it with every step. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. Those meant for you will recognize and honor your truth, while those who resist will only reveal their own nature. You are not here to please. You are here to awaken, to inspire, and to heal. When people regret how they treated you, it is not your burden to carry, for that lesson belongs to them. Your presence alone is a catalyst for transformation, and though not everyone can handle it, those who are destined will be drawn to your light. Keep walking in alignment, for your path is sacred, and your awakening is the proof that truth cannot be silenced. If you're ready to break free from illusions and embrace the truth, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's awaken together. 5. You are a reflection and a test. You were never just another person walking through life. You were always a mirror, a reflection of truth that others could not ignore. Simply by being yourself, you revealed the hidden nature of those around you. Some felt uplifted and inspired in your presence because your light awakened the part of them that longed for growth. Others, confronted by their own shadows, rejected you, mistreated you, or even betrayed you. Their treatment of you was never about your worth. It was always a reflection of their own inner struggles. As Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. In this sense, you are living karma, a reminder that no one can escape the energy they release into the world. Your energy works like a spiritual mirror, exposing what lies beneath the surface. Those who are honest and aligned with growth recognize you as a blessing. They see in you wisdom, resilience, and authenticity, and they are drawn closer to their own truth through your presence. But those who live in dishonesty and illusion feel threatened by you. Your light unsettles them, reminding them of their own shortcomings, and instead of confronting themselves, they project their discomfort onto you. They may belittle you, disrespect you, or try to dim your presence, but none of this defines you. Their actions are only proof of their own fear and insecurity. This is why some people feel peace around you, while others carry resentment. Those who cherish you are walking in alignment with truth. They feel your energy as guidance. Those who resist you are clinging to falsehood, unable to face what your presence reveals. In modern life, you can see this clearly in relationships, workplaces, and friendships. Genuine souls will honor you, while insecure ones will compete, gossip, or try to undermine you. But their reactions are not yours to carry. You are not meant to shrink yourself to ease their discomfort. The universe balances everything, and the law of karma never fails. When people mistreat you, they set the stage for their own lessons. Life has a way of circling back, showing them the cost of their choices. You don't need to seek revenge or prove anything. The same people who overlooked or betrayed you will one day regret it, not because you wish for it, but because they will feel the emptiness of losing your energy. Your presence is not replaceable, and its absence becomes a silent teacher. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand apart as a beacon of truth. Being chosen comes with challenges, isolation, misunderstanding, and betrayal. Yet it also comes with divine protection. Every difficulty strengthens your spirit and deepens your wisdom. Your task is not to fight battles already taken care of by the universe, but to keep shining, keep walking, and trust the path unfolding before you. Those meant to journey with you will find you, and those who cannot handle your light will remove themselves. Your presence alone is enough. You are living karma, a reflection of truth, and proof that no one escapes the energy they put into the world. If this message resonates with you, comment below, "I am a mirror," to embrace your true reflection and attract clarity into your life. 6. You trigger change in people. There is a power within you that you may not even recognize, yet others feel it the moment they are in your presence. Carl Jung reminded us that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And this is exactly why your energy unsettles people. You are not trying to intimidate or expose them, but your very being becomes a mirror reflecting the parts of themselves they work so hard to hide. Your presence draws out their shadows, their unspoken guilt, their buried insecurities, and that is why some people feel nervous, restless, or even threatened around you. Gloria Steinem's words capture this perfectly. The truth will set you free, but first, it will make you uncomfortable. You are that uncomfortable truth, a living reminder of what they are avoiding within themselves. Because of this, some may distance themselves or even mistreat you, not because you are in the wrong, but because your light reveals what they cannot bear to face. They may mock you, betray you, or dismiss your kindness, but every action is just a reflection of their inner conflict. Yet life is always ruled by balance, and spiritual wisdom teaches us that energy will always return to its source. The love you give, the patience you show, the light you carry, all of it will come back multiplied. And the pain, dishonesty, or cruelty directed toward you will also circle back, not through your revenge, but through the natural laws of karma. In time, those who underestimated you will see their actions clearly, and regret will rise in their hearts. By then, you will already be beyond their reach, elevated into a higher state of spiritual development where their opinions no longer matter. Gandhi once said, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win." And your life is proof of this timeless truth. You don't need to fight back or prove your worth. Your growth is your victory. Your transformation is your answer, and your success is your karma. Without any effort to harm them, those who mistreated you will face the very lessons they tried to avoid. Life will orchestrate moments that mirror their behavior, and when that time comes, they will remember how they treated you. But their regret is not a weight for you to carry. It belongs to them. Your only responsibility is to keep walking your path, to keep shining, and to keep rising higher in your divine purpose. As another wise saying goes, when you are truly powerful, you do not need to harm others. Your energy alone rearranges the universe, so never shrink to make others feel comfortable. Never dim your light for spaces that were never designed to hold it. You are not here to fit in. You are here to shift energies, to awaken truth, and to embody transformation. Spirituality is not about pleasing everyone. It is about living as proof that light always overcomes shadow. Those who mistreated you will eventually look back with regret, but by then, you will already be walking in your destiny, radiant and untouchable. Your life itself is a lesson in spiritual wisdom, and your energy is the undeniable reminder that the universe always brings balance. If this message resonates with you, affirm your power in the comments. My energy transforms everything around me. I embrace my divine presence and limitless potential. 7. Your silence is powerful. Those who once mistreated you, belittled you, or tried to manipulate your spirit will eventually face the undeniable truth that they were wrong about you, because your silence was never weakness, but a force they could not comprehend. They thrived on your reactions, feeding off your anger, your explanations, your attempts to defend yourself, and they believed their control depended on how deeply they could pull you into their chaos. But when you chose to master yourself, when you stopped responding and refused to engage, everything they built crumbled. Silence stripped away their illusions and exposed the emptiness of their power. Suddenly, their words echoed back to them. Their manipulation turned into noise they could no longer escape, and the darkness they tried to project outward forced them to confront itself. There is profound spiritual wisdom in this choice. Silence is not surrender. It is elevation. It is the act of rising above the battlefield and refusing to wrestle in the mud with those who crave your energy. As the saying goes, never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, but only the pig enjoys it. By walking away, you shift the power dynamic, because the moment you remove yourself, they lose access to your light, your patience, and your sacred energy. In modern life, whether in relationships, workplaces, or friendships, this truth repeats itself when you stop explaining, stop defending, and simply move forward. You reclaim your peace and declare that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on chaos. Those who wronged you are left to sit in the misery they once tried to inflict upon you. Without your kindness, without your presence, without your light, their world feels hollow and regret takes root. And here lies the divine truth. You are their karma. Not by seeking revenge, not by lowering yourself to their level, but simply by continuing to live in alignment with your truth. Your growth, your success, your serenity become proof that their attempts to break you only made you stronger. This is the essence of spirituality and spiritual awakening. To rise above manipulation, to transform pain into power, and to let your very existence be the mirror that reflects their mistakes back to them. Every step you take in silence, every moment you choose peace over reaction, becomes a declaration that your soul cannot be controlled. They may regret how they treated you, but by the time they awaken to your worth, you will already have ascended beyond their reach. Your silence is power, your energy is sacred, and your elevation is the greatest response of all. Stay connected with our community of wisdom by subscribing to our channel. Here, we uncover the truth about energy, manipulation, and self-mastery, empowering you to rise above negativity. Remember, your peace is your power. Choose silence, walk away, and let them face their own darkness. 8. You are sent to stand out, not fit in. You were never meant to blend into the background because the universe designed you to stand out. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And your true self carries an energy that cannot be hidden. Without forcing, without demanding, your very presence shifts the atmosphere. People feel something stir inside them when they meet you, even if they cannot name it. Some are inspired, awakened to their own journey of self-discovery, while others feel exposed because your light uncovers the shadows they have been trying to bury. This is why you have known betrayal, rejection, and resistance not as proof of weakness, but as evidence of the deep truths your spirit reveals to those who come close. Your energy does not attract attention because you seek it, but because your soul vibrates at a frequency that demands change. No one can stay stagnant around you. They are either inspired to rise higher, or their hidden nature surfaces, showing who they really are. That is why you may have been dismissed, disrespected, or taken for granted in past relationships. Those who mistreated you failed to recognize that they had been given the rare opportunity to walk beside someone carrying intelligence, spiritual wisdom, and a soul awakened to its divine essence. Now, as you grow stronger, they carry the weight of regret, realizing too late that your presence was not just company, it was transformation. You do not need to chase revenge or force people to regret how they treated you, because your life itself is karma in motion. The universe balances what you cannot. The lessons you left in the lives of others echo long after you have moved forward. Some will one day realize they stood in the presence of someone extraordinary, someone whose light was a gift. But by the time that revelation arrives, you will already have stepped into a greater version of yourself, rising higher, walking with clarity, and aligned with your divine calling. Jung reminds us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. You were the mirror that forced them to see what they tried to hide, and now their fate is to live with the truth they once denied. To be chosen is to embrace the solitude that sometimes comes with the path. It means accepting that not everyone is meant to stand beside you. Some drift away, not because you are unworthy, but because they are unready for the transformation your presence demands. Do not dim your light to ease their discomfort. You were born to awaken, to heal, and to inspire. The universe has placed you exactly where you need to be, surrounded by those who are ready to rise with you, while others fall away by the natural law of growth. Every rejection, every betrayal, and every ounce of regret others carry is simply part of the design that pushes you closer to your destiny. Stay unwavering, because your journey is unfolding with divine precision. Let people remember you, regret losing you, and learn from the absence of your energy. You were never created to fit in. You were created to stand out as a living reminder that light cannot be hidden. This is the essence of spiritual awakening, the intelligence of spiritual wisdom, and the sacred truth of walking as your authentic self. 9. Your energy is unstoppable. Your energy is unstoppable, carrying a frequency that no manipulation or attack could ever suppress, because what sustains you is not external, but deeply spiritual, a force that no human hand can take away. Many mistook your humility for weakness and your kindness for naivety, believing they had control over your destiny. Yet you were always aware, always discerning, sensing the betrayals before they unfolded, and choosing not to fall into the trap of proving them wrong, but to remain faithful to proving yourself right. Now, as you rise into your true power, those who once sought to diminish your light are forced to watch from the shadows, unable to ignore the brilliance of your transformation, because spiritual awakening does not shrink under pressure, It expands, it elevates, it transforms, and you, the chosen one, are the very embodiment of transformation. Every hardship you endured was not wasted, but woven into the fabric of your becoming. Every tear, sleepless night, and lonely silence became a sacred initiation, not punishment, but preparation. For the path of a chosen soul was never meant to be easy. Betrayal taught you discernment. Loss carved resilience into your spirit. Solitude gave you unshakable faith in yourself and in the divine order guiding your steps. Looking back, the once insurmountable obstacles now reveal themselves as stepping stones, shaping your strength, awakening your spirit, and proving that what once looked like suffering was in truth the refining fire of destiny. Those who laughed at your pain now stand silenced by your triumph, burdened by regret, as they realize you were never a victim, but a vessel of greatness they could not comprehend. The world has long conditioned people to stay small, to settle for mediocrity, to fear the unknown, but your very essence refuses to be confined by such limits. You are not here to blend in. You are here to disrupt illusions, to shift realities, to break generational cycles, to awaken others from the sleep of conformity. Your presence alone challenges the false comfort of the ordinary, and that is why your path was heavy, because the energy you carry is powerful enough to stir the very fabric of existence. And now, as you rise beyond every limitation, those who doubted you are confronted by the undeniable truth of your transformation, witnessing divine justice unfold in real time, forced to face that their mistreatment was never hidden from the universe. You are the living proof that spiritual power transcends all boundaries, the embodiment of karma itself, reminding the world that every word, every action, every intention leaves an imprint. Those who once dismissed your vision now long to understand the secret of your radiance, yet they cannot, because the energy you embody cannot be duplicated. It is divine, it is rare, it is yours alone. While they wrestle with regret, you move forward untouched, unstoppable, aligned fully with your higher calling. You are the karma they never foresaw, the lesson they never wanted to learn, the truth they cannot escape. You stand tall in your authenticity, walking in a light that was never meant to be hidden, carrying a power the world has yet to see in full. And when it does, they will know they never had the power to break you, for you were always destined to rise. If this message has awakened something deep within you, affirm your power in the comments. I am unstoppable. Every challenge has made me stronger. I am here to transform reality. 10. Solitude was part of your journey. There were moments when solitude pressed against your heart like an unbearable weight, when the people you trusted turned their backs, and relationships that once felt unshakable suddenly fell apart. Yet that solitude was never a curse. It was a blessing in disguise, a divine stage of preparation. The universe was not abandoning you, but refining you, sharpening your vision, deepening your intuition, and strengthening your inner power so you could carry the kind of wisdom that cannot be taught by comfort. In the stillness of those lonely hours, you found clarity to see through deception, resilience to rise from betrayal, and courage to continue even when no one else stood beside you. As Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you, and every wound you carried became the opening through which your light poured. Once, you were dismissed, underestimated, and even mocked. Your kindness was misread as weakness, your loyalty taken for granted. But now, those same people watch from afar, filled with regret. They sense the shift in your energy, the undeniable presence you carry, the aura of wisdom and strength that demands respect. You have become divinely set apart, and in losing you, they lost a blessing they never understood. Their regret is their karma, the return of their own choices, the echo of every moment they failed to honor what was sacred. You never needed revenge because your transformation itself became the answer. The universe worked on your behalf, and your thriving became the most powerful response to betrayal. As Carl Jung revealed, until people make the unconscious conscious, it directs their lives, and they call it fate. Those who wronged you now confront the consequences of their unconscious actions, seeing clearly only after you have risen beyond them. Your existence, your success, your healing, these speak louder than any words of retaliation could. The law of energy is simple. What we give is what we receive, and their own choices have returned to them. You are no longer the person they once knew. You have elevated, healed, and embraced your spiritual power. Spirituality and spiritual development have transformed you into someone aligned with a greater destiny, one that surpasses the imagination of those who doubted you. Your solitude was not abandonment, but sacred preparation, a divine pause to reconnect you with your higher calling. It was never about who left or who stayed. It was about awakening the light within you that no one could take away. Do not dwell on the past or waste your energy on those who failed to see your worth. Walk boldly into your destiny, trusting that divine timing has always been on your side. Your life now stands as living proof that pain can transform into wisdom, betrayal into strength, and solitude into awakening. And as those who once underestimated you look on with regret, they will finally understand you were never just another person in their story. You were the lesson their soul had to learn. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I am grateful for my transformation," to affirm your journey. Your solitude was never abandonment, it was preparation. And remember this, just because they couldn't see your worth doesn't mean it wasn't there. Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." So keep rising, keep walking in your truth, and let karma do its quiet work. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Tap the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos, because your journey of spiritual growth is just beginning.